Right, hopefully the stream should be starting now. As per usual, just wait for it to refresh on my other screen. I'm going to play, I think, in the normal daily Superblitz Arena, but I thought I'll play a game of Chess 960 first. There's still 5 minutes to go for the Superblitz Arena. The Chess 960 shield is on. It doesn't really matter if I miss the start of the main arena. Now let's just develop the knight. 1700, good luck. You can see it's actually an 1800 bullet player there, 1960 blitz, but a temporary rating. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? I'm going to play pawn up and maybe come up this way. Maybe just pawn forward. Let's play pawn forward. I'm intending just to play this one game of Chess 960 and then I say just play the normal daily Superblitz Arena, but let's just see. I might just develop the knight here as well, pawn forward. Just logical moves. Okay, so I can grab a pawn, can I? No, I can't, it's protected. I can take this way, maybe knight up. Actually, if he takes with the knight, I'll play pawn up. Goes with a bishop. So maybe pawn up. Queen up. So pawn up. Okay, so I guess I'll just shuffle up and castle this way. Okay, so we open the bishop file. Let's drop back. See, it doesn't really matter if I miss the I think I can play queen up there. Knight check I can take, knight check I can take. Get castled, I'm alright. Knight supports the bishop. Yeah, it comes in, but again it's covered. Check is covered, so I think I'm okay to castle. You've always got to be wary of moves like this, pinning your queen of course, but as I'm saying, if I miss the start of the regular arena, it doesn't really matter. It just means I'm a bit late starting my first game. I think I'm going to play queen up there. So he can take the pawn, but can he get back out again? And can I start getting forward? Does grab the pawn, okay. Knight over, not quite right. I think I'm just going to develop the bishop. Hold on, I could take with a pawn there, open the file, but just feels like I should bring the knight in. Goes back over. Okay, that's a good move, so I've got to drop back. It is 3+2 this, the regular Superblitz is just 3 minutes, so you got to think about this more like a 5-minute game. Okay. Knight forward. Guess I just go right back. Again, you've just got to be wary about this walking into a pin. So maybe king across. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. So I guess get the king out of the way and just drop the queen back. We'll see, we're threatening to grab the bishop and simplify now, I think. Again, try and just shuffle forward if it's possible. Oh, queen across. Yeah, I'd better play queen up to guard this because he's going to try and kick the knight. Can see what's coming, but maybe knight over hit the queen. And obviously you would gladly trade a rook for knight and bishop. Does indeed play that, so I'll play a knight across, hit the queen. Hope I'm not blundering a tactic, like maybe queen down is playable. But then maybe knight takes, but then... yeah, knight takes would run into knight check, so that's not playable. Comes forward, so knight back. Knight back is what I was just intending. I don't see anything else, but has the bonus of covering this square though. Again, maybe pawn forward, try and kick that bishop. Pawn forward. Rook takes, pawn up, bishop down. Actually, I'm just going to play rook across, hit the knight. Knight checks, I'm now covered this side. Just takes, interesting. So do we want to sack? I'm going to play... Oh, I've dropped the queen. What am I doing? I've just put it on the square where you can take the queen. And there is no check threat. I just blundered horrifically there. Just takes, wins the game on the spot. I'll just move back to the normal regular blitz then. If takes with anything, there's no counterplay for me. And obviously I'm not going to be able to flag my opponent. He's just not seen it. He just hasn't seen that he was winning the queen. Wow. You could see I was ready to resign there. Instead I might have won the game. Terrible blunder by me, so I could be in for a terrible night in the Superblitz, but let's just see. Okay, I might as well just take there. I guess I'll just take here as well. Yeah, he resigns, so that's my one game in that event. There is a GM playing in this mind. It's tempting to stay. Oh, there's a couple of GMs in this. Tempting to stay and play a bit longer then. But clearly it's a 6-hour tournament. There's no way I'm going to play that. It's far too long for me. So let's jump into the daily Superblitz Arena, which is the one that I normally play in each day, except Saturdays when it's not on due to the elite event. And you can see 2118 is my starting rating, so 2171, good luck. Now this is back to regular 3-0 time control. Let's just develop and pawn up. Again, he won't take there, but you never know. Okay, I'm actually going to take there. Takes. Let's play up. Queen up, logical. Let's drop back and maybe bishop up. Bishop goes back, so I'm looking at knight up takes, bishop takes. Not sure I particularly gain anything except trying to just develop. Let's play it. But take with the bishop, not the queen. Comes forward. Now I just need to try and complete development if I can. Knight down, so do I give him the rook for the bishop? Takes, takes, knight up and try and get rid of the bishop as well. That's actually tempting. The bishop's also hit. Queen across takes, takes, knight down traps the rook. If I take, he takes this bishop, but then I gain a pawn. Okay, I'm going to go for this. If he takes the rook. Okay, so at least I get to take the bishop. I really want to grab the pawn, but he takes with a queen. And that'll force an exchange, I think. I'd like to play knight up and trap the bishop, trade, give him the pawn back. Yeah, I think that's got to be right. Gives him the pawn back, but at least it gives me the light squared bishop. Or it should give me it. Definitely do not want to trade. Let's just shuffle the queen. Obviously I want to try and plant the bishop in if I can, or plant the pawn forward. Yeah, it comes forward. So I'll go up and I guess he'll play across. So now I'll go back. Oh, it does come forward, okay. Oh, now I'm going to push the pawn. Try and maybe plant the bishop in here. Actually, do I need to play that? Let's go up and threaten to grab a pawn. Okay, so take the pawn and take back. Can't really stop rook down, but I can maybe go back and try and get forward. I guess rook across looks worth it, but is it worth it? Should I just abandon that bishop forward? I definitely don't take. Okay, I'll play rook across while I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Comes forward, logical. Queen up. Not so good. I think I have to drop back there. Otherwise I'll lose my bishop. I'll try and put the bishop back, I think. Maybe I can play the bishop down, hit the rook. Okay, takes. Yeah, this is over, isn't it? This has to be over, you would think. He's done very, very well here, and I'm miles behind on the clock. So play up, hit the rook. Oh, it's connected anyway, of course. Yeah, that was just a really poor game to start, wasn't it? Very poor game to start. So, good luck. Let's just keep it sensible, steady. Oh, he's allowed me to push the pawn there. Let's just push it then. Takes. So I'll develop the knight. Let's play a bishop up. Just prepare to go forward in some way or other. Comes across, it's a pawn. I think that's a poison pawn. I might be wrong. Well, I can certainly take because I'm threatening a check if he takes and my rook's guarded. So I've got bishop up, or I've just got the immediate check. I think the immediate check. I've also got a queen check. I think I'll just go for the obvious check. And the queen check here is also covered by the knight. So this should be winning. So grab the rook. Let's just shuffle across. I just have to try and get my bishop back if I can, but... Sorry, get my knight out if I can, but I want to get the king safe. So let's just play up, even if I have to sack the knight, not to worry. I don't think he can afford to trade queens, I might be wrong. Right, so now I've castled. So bishop up looks logical. So bishop up, prepare to get the knight back. In fact, I'm actually threatening checkmate there as well because the king is cut. Okay, so if I check, he has got a square now. Then bishop back. Okay, I think I'll just bring the knight back then. The knight still can't easily escape though. I think it makes sense to bring the knight back, but it's still, the escape square is still covered. Then maybe bishop up next. Yeah, queen back. Okay, I'll just bring the knight this way, I think. Oh, the bishop's hit. I'm going to put the bishop in, prepare to potentially threaten to take. Knight back. Okay. Let's just drop the knight back, prepare checkmate, threat again. So the knight could go here potentially, but anywhere else and there's a checkmate threat. I can just shuffle the queen, I think. So has he missed it? He has. A bit unlucky there, unlucky. Right, 1977, good luck. Okay, let's just develop and go after that defending bishop. Just keep it simple. Okay, threaten to play h4. If knight takes, you just take here, and if he takes back, there's a mate pin. Otherwise, I'm threatening to take, and bring the queen up. Your knight over, so now I can take and take, and then check, and then knight up. So we're threatening knight across here, hit the queen, which he's covered. So I guess I can play the other knight up, I can develop the bishop. Maybe f6 to stop this annoying knight move, but I'll just play pawn up, bishop up. I'll always drop the queen back if I need to. Bishop up, so let's try and get rid of it. Then just develop the knight. I can actually still castle regularly if I want. I can castle this side. Could play rook across, I guess. Obviously I want the checkmate, I'm not bothered about other things here. Let's risk it in castle and then just look to push. If we can. Oh, he's pushed that way, okay. So hit the rook. There might not be a way for me to actually break through here, so I might need to drop the queen back, go for plan B. So you can't afford to take it too casual that you actually lose. Yeah, let's drop the queen back, then we're threatening to discover and hit the knight, maybe knight back. So we're actually hitting the knight there. Knight forward I think I can take and then bring the knight in. Okay. So I've got queen up, anything better? I don't see it. Let's just shuffle forward, but I don't want to blunder a silly checkmate here. If he checks, I can go across. So I'll play a pawn up there. Not that easy to convert this, not that easy. I'm going to threaten to prepare to come in this side. Obviously if he takes, I'll have to take back. So what's he looking at there? I'm not sure what he's trying to do there. I'm just going to try and blast forward. Pawn up, I'm going to ignore, I'm going to look to take. Okay, so I could actually go with the knight here, but I think it's right to take back first. He does have a rook check now, but I have to shuffle over. Queen check is covered, and I'm threatening to take. So it must be right to take there, just simplify if I can. So I can't take, but I have got a very strong rook forward. Is there anything else? I'm looking at rook up, maybe king up, rook across. I can't honestly see anything any better, but I'm threatening to take now, and he can't just take back. He's played rook up, rook across threatens a check. Okay, so rook check, king up. I think I have to take. I'm hitting the queen as a tempo as a bonus, so I'm still threatening to take here depending on where he goes. So take is not a threat, so check and then take is. Yeah, if he comes this way I think I've got check and then rook over. Rook over first, hit the knight. This must be winning. I just need to check and take the rook now. Try not to blunder a stalemate of course, but he's got pawns that can move, so there's no current stalemate. So that's a good win, but he did pretty well, well done. So one poor start to the tournament, but then two pretty decent wins. Wow, 18 points already. I mean, it's a 2600, so that says a lot, but 18 points, that's very impressive. Right, 2011, good luck. Okay, let's play Sicilian. I know very little theory in the Sicilian because I very rarely play E4 games. Okay. Maybe I could have played bishop up immediately there, but not to worry. I can push either pawn. I like the idea of pushing this one, I think. Okay, so we have a French structure now. I'm going to try and drop the bishop back as and when I'm pushed back. Then prepare queen up and hopefully prepare to push the pawn. So we're threatening just to push and kick the knight. Okay, so he's got rid of his bishop. There must be a way to win this. Surely I can push up and get behind. Even if he comes forward, I stop the knight coming in. Then what do I do? Maybe knight across. I guess knight over. I'm intending to go here. If he comes forward I can take, and I don't think there's any stalemate there. Actually no, if he comes forward it's still checkmate because the queen would be blocked. So knight up, take, take. Again. So now I just need to shift that queen. How do I shift the queen? How to shift it? I think I'll grab the pawn and hit the knight. You've still got to be really careful that you don't blunder something silly, but maybe bishop down, the bishop guards the rook, then try and get the bishop in and chase the queen off. I've got a very nice structure here, so should be doing well. Now I can go in, hit the bishop and the pawn. I think that looks very promising. Hit the bishop, but it's actually the pawn I want to loosen the rook. Bishop up is covered, bishop up is playable, but I grab the pawn. And then I'm threatening a check to win the rook. Right, so now I'm threatening check with a discovery on the rook. He goes across. So surely I can just hit the rook there. He can go across, and then I can go here. I've covered the checks, so if I can get the queen back or the rook across, I should be winning. In fact, I'm hitting the knight as well there, which he's missed. So I guess I'll grab that. Bishop moves, then there's a checkmate threat. Is there anything fancy there? I think I'm just going to play queen back here. If I take, it unleashes his rook potentially, but yeah, there's no check immediately in one move. There is maybe now, but this is when I thought I could come back and just bring the queen across. That should be good enough, you would think, unless he gets his rook really forward. There's a loose pawn, but then I grab his pawn, so that way I just come in this way. That must be good enough. How do I do this? Let's bring the bishop up and put pressure on this pawn, I think. Oh, I didn't expect him to come forward there. Let's throw in a check. Okay, I'm going to look to go forward and then hit the pawn. So maximum pressure on the pawn. Threatening to take and pin the rook. So he's had enough of that one. That's a very good win, very good. Eight points to the leader's 21 though, so you can see, I mean, it's practically impossible for me to aim for a top 3 finish in an event like this. You know, that's nigh on impossible at my level, isn't it? So I'm aiming to play at least 10 games or an hour though. Right, 1952. Good luck. You can see I have lost to this opponent before. He's played nearly 3,000 games. That's a lot of games. Okay, knight f6. Should I try something similar again? Develop the bishop. Just go like a reverse London type structure. Obviously, I have no idea what I played against this opponent previously. I can't remember games to that level. We're just trying to do basics, get rid of the defending bishop. Otherwise, try and keep it fairly solid. Just push a pawn or this one if I have to. Go in, try and remove that defending bishop. Possibly push the pawn depending on what he does. Now he has allowed that as well. So you threaten an immediate h4, and just like the last game, taken in. He has got bishop down, which is what he should play, and then I think I just play maybe g6. And then obviously try not to forget that my bishop is here. And then block it or wander the queen off. He does play it, so I'm going to play g6 I think. And just develop the bishop, keep it simple. I might play even bishop here. Oh, he takes. No, I didn't expect that. So now I am threatening to push again. Yeah, so again, if knight takes, you just take, and if he takes, it walks into a pin. Otherwise, I'm threatening takes, and bring the queen up, but I don't have the immediate knight to follow up this time. So we'll take, and check. But as I say, this time we don't have the immediate knight follow-up. So I could play bishop up and look to take, that doesn't work. I don't want to grab the pawn and give him initiative, so I'm just going to prepare the castle. If I take, he gets the knight in with pressure on the pawn. So I'm just going to castle and maybe knight across. Maybe pawn up at some point, but again that lets him in potentially. Okay. Bishop up, still walks into knight forward. Hold on, what's wrong with playing up? Threaten to push, and if the knight moves, at least I win a pawn. Of course, try not to get my queen trapped. Not easy this though, not easy. But it's not boring either though, at least it's interesting. But bishop up does run into potential issues with the knight. Yeah, so he's gone back. So if the knight moves, I can't immediately capture there, but maybe now bishop up, and I'm threatening to take. Queen back. I'm going to go right back to stop the knight jumping in, because obviously I'm covering the square. And this is where I might have a problem, because now I've given him a lot of initiative. Okay, I'm going to hit the knight first. Now is my bishop trapped? I'm looking at queen up, pawn down, takes with check, and then hopefully takes. Let's risk it, because I'm potentially threatening to take here as well. But I'm hitting the pawn with a check threat. I can always drop the bishop back this way maybe, but this is where these lines are very risky. If your opponent finds a defense, it can be really risky. But again, now rook takes, pawn up looks very strong. I don't know if it is strong, but it looks strong. It might be completely losing, but it's interesting. Now if he comes up, I can take with check still, or I can grab the knight. Takes. Let's take and then maybe take. Get the rook across, or maybe rook across first, depending on where he goes. Yes, he goes here, so I thought I had rook over, but then he can take, but then I get the knight, so that must be good. If he takes, I take and I grab the knight. Well, now I've got a discovered check, but does it do anything? I think I can hit the queen, Because I'm threatening a discovered check, so he can't just take. I'm still threatening a discovered check. And I've just blundered it completely. Wow. Nope, I've just lost, haven't I? Blundered it completely. I've given him a chance to defend the knight. He must be able to defend it. Oh, he abandons it. What's he done? What has he done there? He's just walked into a checkmate. Wow. I'm lucky with that one. Rode my luck with that game. He played very well for most of that. Well done. So that's 5 games down, at least 5 more to go. But I'm aiming to play about an hour. I might play the whole tournament, I'm not sure yet. So what have I got? 12 points. So not even half of the leader. Very impressive. And 3s and 5s like that mean that the leader's going berserk every game. Okay, 21-30, good luck. I'll play Caracan. Okay. Just try and gain a bit of centre space. I'm going to bring the knight potentially this way this time. And again, I might just play queen across and try and remove that defending bishop. Maybe rook across. No, I'm just going to play queen over and try and remove that bishop. Queen up, logical. So he's threatening to take and win a pawn. Bishop back, he's maybe got knight down. So do I sack a pawn to go for it? Bishop down, knight down. But I could let him take. I don't really want to take there. Take allows the knight in. I don't see anything better, so I'm just going to take and maybe drop the bishop back. I guess h6 to try and guard this square. So he plays bishop up. Okay. I'm looking at one of these just to get the knight developed. But again, I don't see any good follow-up if you move the knight. Let's just hit the queen while we try and work out what to do. Goes back. No, I am going to play h6. It does create a target potentially. Again, you could potentially go kamikaze and just chuck a pawn right up the board here. Knight across is maybe annoying. Oh, he's coming forward, okay. So do I go for it then? I've no idea if this is any good. Not got a clue if this is playable or not. Hold on, can I take the knight? No, I take the bishop if he takes. Okay, so he goes back, so there's a pin on the queen potential. I really want to go up to guard the knight, but it could walk into a pin. I'd like to push at some point. It kind of feels like I should go up, but it just... I'm not sure. King up, if my pawns ever move, there's a pin on the knight. I'm going to go in the corner. It might be a mistake. But just try and go for development. Or maybe trade the queen. pawn forward, so just look for development. Okay. I guess I just drop back there. He's given me a very nice square for the knight now, potentially. Or I can play bishop forward. Let's put the bishop there. And now I'm going to look to take, I think. Now, do I try and push and be greedy? That's greedy, isn't it? That's greedy. Let's go forward. Be nice if the bishop came up and it walks into takes, takes and check, but he won't blunder that. So let's play over. Plays down, logical, but I think I can block here. I think I have to block there. Okay. So is knight over playable there? Hit the pawn. He's got knight forward, but okay, maybe pawn up, and then I'm looking at, sorry, knight across. I've got to move up if he checks. Oh, the clock. I'm not watching the clock here. Wow, I was aware of the clock there. The only reason I played those last few moves like I did, I was aware of the clock and it was very tight. And I'm not a super fast bullet player, so any old move will do, but you can't complain at 5 out of 6 after a poor first game. Right, 21-10, good luck. I'll do the same thing again then, try and remove that defending bishop. Okay, he plays a completely different structure. What do I want to do? I'm just going to play h3, play a holding move. Develop the knight. Wow, he's really going for it. Okay. Pawn up is probably a bit dubious, but I don't see much better. Maybe I can take there, but feels wrong. Let's just play bishop up and maybe knight back. Maybe just castle. A lot of these games you'll see I end up miles behind on the clock because I'm not that particularly fast. Okay, let's push forward. Okay, hits the bishop. I think I'll take. Then push. If he takes or moves, I can take here. Oh, is there any tactic here? Can you hit the queen and then check and mate? That looks fancy. Oh, it doesn't work. Check and he just blocks, of course. And I can't even check. That's dreadful, isn't it? That's a shocking blunder I've just dropped there. Just not thinking. I've seen it as soon as I've made the move. So I should be just instantly lost here. He has to find a couple of right moves, but a blunder like that, you're just clearly instantly lost. So again, take, take, and he's fine. Maybe rook across there because the queen covers the knight. I guess he can just drop back. Ah, but then I'm threatening a check though. Yeah, he just has to find the right 2 or 3 moves here and I've just blundered a clean piece. Okay. Now, do I go for queen check? But he just blocks, so let's take. So again, his check takes. It doesn't look playable, right? Queen up, queen blocks. I don't see what I've got. If I take, he can take. Oops, no, I definitely can't trade queens. Where do I go? Where do we go? I'm just going to play up there. If he takes the rook, I'll take, but I don't think he will. He might do. But if he finds the right defensive moves, it must be a loss, mustn't it? It's got to be. Really careless move. I just played that a little bit too quick. He goes back, logical. So I guess I drop back. Now can I get the knight back somewhere? Plays forward. Okay, so he's looking at a mate threat of his own. Maybe I can grab the pawn and threaten a pin this way. Okay, so he's actually hitting the knight there. Take. Yeah, I guess I've got to drop back there. So we're still hitting the bishop and the pawn. Bishop up, maybe rook across. He plays queen over threatening mate. Oh, he's hitting the knight as well, isn't he? He's threatening mate and hitting the knight. Let's check. Yeah, you see, I'm way down on the clock as well, miles behind. Yeah, I've got nothing there. He's done very, very well here to defend this. Yeah, just give him that. It's an arena. Get on with the next one. I just made a really silly calculating blunder there, didn't I? And didn't work it out correctly. Should have took that extra 5 seconds. Still 47th out of 1500 is not bad at my level. That's very, very good. I doubt I'll finish there, but you never know. Right, 2-1-6-1. Good luck. Only 60 games. This could be an underrated player. Be interesting to see the opening he goes with. Maybe the 2 knights here. Right, plays it regular. He goes back, standard move. I could actually risk h5, h4 here, depending on what he does, but I'm not sure I should do that. Actually, why not? It's just an arena, innit? We're having fun. If you lose, you lose. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Let's play a bishop up and maybe just trade. Queen up. So he's maybe going queen side. Let's play queen up, knight up. Knight forward. Okay, so he's hitting the bishop, so my main move I'm looking at is a simple trade, and I don't see any reason not to, so I'm going to do it. Now if I castle, it does walk into this, so that's a problem. Knight across, he can just take. I could maybe just sit and hold. Pawn up, he just shifts the knight. I don't see anything there. Knight takes, he opens a file, stops me castling, but is that necessarily bad? We're going to find out because it's what I'm playing. It might be bad, but I'll just look at keeping it simple. Maybe castle this side. And if you lose, doesn't really matter. Knight, pawn up. So I've got the option to castle then, and I probably should. Then he can kick the knight and grab a pawn though. Bishop up is always playable. Knight up, not quite. I'm tempted, but it puts my rook out of play, so I think I'll just castle, but c4 I'll lose a pawn, but it opens his king, so I'm going to risk it. I might even sack the exchange, but let's see what he does. So he has gone for it, so I'll play queen up. Now, does he really go for it and just sack a clean piece? He doesn't. So I'm hitting the pawn there. I'm hitting this pawn as well, I suppose. Bishop and queen. Oops. He plays across, so if I take, he's got a check, but it doesn't discover out. So let's take. Knight check, I think I can just take. Bishop guards the queen. So I'm threatening to grab another pawn. And I'm just hoping I'm not blundering something somewhere. Comes forward, very logical. I guess I can go across and just pin the knight for a move. Yeah. Takes, he comes up. So hit the bishop. Hit the bishop again. Maybe I'm giving him a better square actually there, so maybe it's not the best idea. Well, let's just go back and maybe retreat somewhere. Or maybe just try and go back, pressure the pawn, or even here. Gotta be careful though. Oops, that would be a terrible blunder. Going to go across, just pressure the rook, it's not an actual threat. Wow, somehow got there. I was losing that one. I felt like I was doing well at my level, but then you could just see at the end I'm not a particularly fast bullet player. I could easily have lost that one. Very good win, very good. That's 8 games down, so I've got at least another 2, at least another 15 minutes, so probably another 3, but I might play to the end yet, let's just see. Now e3 is very fashionable now, but I'll play the traditional c4. b3 is the correct move against c6, and e6 you generally play g3. Okay. I'm actually going to go slightly unusual here and put a knight in the middle and just trade it. And now I'll play d4 and just bring the other knight across, I guess. Knight forward. So I could just kick the knight back there. I could just play up, let him take. I think that actually looks okay for me, so I'm going to play that. Just restricts his bishop a little bit, at least for a few moves. Not sure I want to play f4, but it's always a reserve move. Okay, it was a reserve move, it's not now. So f3 becomes actually tempting, even though it looks very illogical. But I'm going to grab this pawn. Just rook across. At least my knee's feeling a lot better than it was a few weeks ago now, but it's still a little bit awkward for me sitting at the computer too long, which is why I'm not really playing the full events right now. Okay, I've just hung a pawn now, that's not so clever. And of course he's seen it. I guess I hit the bishop, but then he'll take. Oh, he doesn't, he just comes forward. Okay, let's go up and hit the pawn then. I'm hitting this pawn as well. Ooh, can he get away with that? That doesn't look right. It might be right, but it doesn't look right. So I can take and he takes and take. Or I can take, he takes, or I take. I'm just going to grab the pawn, I think. It's a bit risky defending with a queen, because if his queen wanders off, it just opens everything up. But if he gets his queen where my bishop is, then obviously it's curtains, that's game over. Yeah, my knee is still a little bit sore, but it's definitely better than it was a few weeks back, so I'll sit here as long as I can do. So do I now take the rook he comes across, do I drop back? Now if I go up he can play rook up I guess, and I don't want to take there. So that gives him a free tempo. Actually, where to go? I'm going to go right back. Potentially I can then take and take at some point. Like maybe now. Do I need to do that? I can always take the rook. Just shuffle across. Actually I'll do that, I think. Okay. So bishop down is potentially a move. And again, I don't see any reason not to play it. Apart from this, I'm keeping him tied down. Take. Actually, I'm going to hit the bishop there, I think. Oh, I'm well down on the clock again. You can see I'm not a particularly fast player. As soon as I start thinking, then acres of time can be gone. So now I've got to trade, but can I avoid it? I'm not sure. The immediate check is covered. Maybe I can play this, but I'm trying to play this. And hope I'm not checkmating myself. Queen down. Check doesn't actually give me a repetition, so I could be lost. That's what he's seen. Check up takes. Ah, he's threatening check. He's threatening actually check, not the bishop. Yeah, I'm just lost. I can't stop that. I've miscalculated that one. Yeah, just give him that. You can see I'm just getting a bit slow at the end of the game there. Little miscalculation and game over, but at least I'm playing not too bad, that's the main thing. Not too bad. Right, 2-1-5-5, good luck. Again, I'll just stick to the same idea, get rid of that defending bishop. Okay, players up, so I'll take. Do I want to get rid of that bishop? Yeah, let's play a knight up and just take. Let's just castle, I think. Okay, let's drop back, pressure the pawn. But I'll hit the queen, maybe prepare to come across. Now, do I try and swing a knight forward as well and bring a knight definitely in? It looks logical. Let's play rook over first, hit the pawn. Okay, now it must be logical to bring a knight in over. Ooh, yeah. Okay, plays across, so I'll bring a knight in. Oh, he's let me take the bishop. I didn't expect that. So he might be trying to open the f-file here, which again, very logical. Very logical. But now I can play knight in and get rid of the knight, which I like the look of. I'll take with a rook because I don't want to move this pawn if I can help it. Okay. Let's just play up. But still take with the pawn. Okay, I'll take this time then. And I'll just look to play a queen forward. If knight in, maybe I can take. Actually, that's an annoying move, isn't it? Let's shuffle rook across. I don't want to drop the free pawn. Otherwise, queen up. Yeah, I can just take and get rid of the queen now, I think. Ah, do I take with a pawn though and get a better pawn structure? Might be worth it. He might play a pawn up himself or rook across, but I'm probably worth bringing a pawn into the middle here, I think, rather than take with a rook. Takes, he can always maybe push. Yeah, I'm going to go with the pawn. Now, do I give myself a gap? Probably should. Now, let's play pawn up first. And now I'm going to try and go after this. Yeah, so should I still play up here? I'm going to shuffle a pawn forward while I've got the chance. So can I still go forward? Or rook takes, no. Just play pawn up. Right, now I'm going to try and bring the king up. And maybe just edge forward. It's going to be hard to break through, of course. Unless he does something silly and wanders off. But let's shuffle up here. Rook forward. So I'm threatening a check, so I think he's really got to go back. But I'm also threatening to come up and just grab this. But he needs 3 moves to grab my pawn. That must be good for me, surely. He has to guard this and he's aware of that, as you can see. Do I push? I don't think so. I think I go after this. Yeah, I think it's actually a draw, this. I don't think I can win it. If he gets the pawn, I can get his pawn now, surely. Wow. Wow, just got him with a mouse slip at the end where I was able to play quick enough. So have I done my 10 games yet? Oh, I have done 10 games. So it's actually gone very well, but my knee is still just that slightly aching, so I think I'm going to stop there. 20 points. You see, I've got no hope at all of getting a very high finish in this, but when I'm stopping, I'm 69th out of 1854. 10 games played. You can see there's 3 losses, so there must be 7 wins. Then a performance rating 2258, average opponent 2057. Very, very good at my level. So thank you very much to anybody that's seen this, and hopefully I'll be back for this event tomorrow.